Yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome, Katey. My name is Lars Maegdefessel. I'm the conference chair for this year's Vascular Discovery meeting from Genes to Medicine. And Katey, maybe you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Katey Rayner. I'm the co-chair for this conference. We're really excited about it. We want to welcome you and say a couple of our exciting sessions that are going to be happening over the next couple of days. Lars, why don't you kick it off?
And we're really looking forward to this meeting. Of course, one thing we need to mention is we were all hoping to have this meeting in person again. Unfortunately, this could not happen, so we'll have to have another virtual meeting. But we do think that we did the best we could to invite some exciting speakers into the format that you all are aware of and like so much, hopefully. So apart from a lot of very exciting e-poster and moderated poster sessions, there's of course a couple of invited speakers that we would like to briefly introduce and to feature in this session. So of course we'll have a distinguished lecture, which actually happens on the last day, but I'm going to mention it first. So Marlene Rabinovich from Stanford is going to give us the distinguished lecture, and we're very proud of that she was able to accept our invitation. And we'll have Mike Inouye from Cambridge, from the UK, who will give the keynote lecture. And of course, the Hogue Award. And the person selected this year to do this is Nick Leeper from Stanford. Again, I think a very well-known part of our community, of our ATVB community. And we think that all of these three lectures, of course, will be very exciting. And we really hope that you will like them. So, Katey, what are sessions that you are really looking forward to over the next 3 days at the meeting?
One thing that I think our community does really well is celebrate our young investigators. And we've got some really great sessions coming up with some finalists for various Investigator Awards. So some of the, I'd say, the highlights of our normally it's a spring meeting, but this year, it's a fall meeting. But normally our meeting, we're really celebrating the Brinkhouse Awards, the Kenneth Brinkhouse Awards, and we have 4 excellent finalists that are ready to give you their presentations on Thursday. And we also have the Irving Page Young Investigator Award. So this is really a time when our young investigators shine. Those finalists are really at the pinnacles of their career. So they're really just getting going, and we're really excited to see their presentations. We also have the Emerging Scientist Award for Women, which is being given by our Women's Leadership Committee. And again, we have some excellent emerging scientists giving their presentations. And finally, we also have a relatively new award, the ATVB Investigator and Training Award competition. And again, these are some really excellent abstracts that have been selected from the top scoring abstracts in our for our meeting. So all of these sessions really focus on our emerging scientists and how, so really come and listen to those and enjoy their presentations.
Yeah, very good. So really looking forward to these sessions. Speaking of young investigators, I think we need to mention 2 already, you're also very established sessions at our meetings. One are the next generation technology boot camps, which we co-organize together with the Council on Genomic and Precision Medicine. So this will happen actually on the first day, so on Thursday, as well as on Friday. The times you will find on the program, but I think these are usually very well attended sessions that give a lot of insight and a lot of interaction between not only young investigators but also established senior scientists within this field. And of course, I think the early career events, which are really also a great aspect of this meeting, where people come together to discuss issues that arise mainly around starting your own lab and becoming an independent researcher. So I think these are 2 events that we should really need to mention when setting up or teeing up this meeting.
Yeah, and one other thing that we have not neglected in this virtual meeting, although it is difficult, of course, to network with our colleagues, and probably, I'm like many of you, and I miss that the most. We have set aside timing specifically for networking. And one of the best parts about our meeting is always about, the awards and celebrating each other and really getting a chance to just interact and chat. So at the end of every day, we have a coffee networking session. But importantly, that's where we're going to actually announce all of the awards. So at the end of every day, make sure to join us for some, interactive, just informal chatting. It doesn't entirely replace our in-person experience, of course, but I think we can all agree that is, some of the most exciting parts of the meeting is getting to network with our colleagues.
Yeah, very good. Again, very much looking forward to this. Maybe we can talk a little bit about topics that will be covered at this year's meeting. So I think most of us are really looking forward to the first plenary session that will kick off, and we'll talk about COVID-19 related complications in vascular diseases. We also have a second plenary session on the second day. Do you maybe want to comment on this as it lies within your topic of atherosclerosis and lipid metabolism?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a number of really exciting speakers lined up for Thursday, and the general title is Novel Concepts in Atherosclerosis. But really, this is spanning from things from the genetic discoveries to things like LDL metabolism as genetic risk scores. One of the really hot topics these days is clonal hematopoiesis. So we've got an excellent discussion and session on that. And then we have some more mechanistic things about cholesterol efflux and efferocytosis. So these are really, really sort of the hottest topics really in our field. So we're really looking forward to that presentation on those sessions on Thursday morning.
And of course, there's one last session we probably should mention from our, if you want, house journal. The ATVB journal will be presenting, again, some awards, but also some distinguished members of the editorial board. So again, of course, we don't want to neglect that session. And I think we're all very excited for this to start and really looking forward to discussions, hopefully one last time virtually and next year again in person. And we all hope, Katey and me in particular, that you will enjoy the meeting and have a good time. See you soon.
And make sure also to continue the discussion on social media. I think, another benefit to these virtual meetings is that we can continue the discussion online, of course. So we have our hashtag Vascular Discovery 21. And so beyond just participating in the meeting, we can, of course, discuss all of the hot topics and see each other also on social media. So we will see you then. Thanks again. And I really am really looking forward to the meeting and meeting you all then.